The world of boxing is full of provocative statements and challenges. How has Kris Terzievski provoked the undefeated rising star Australian Justis Huni? What fights are in store for the oceanic world as the scene is mixed up in a series of major bouts? Watch the whole video to find out. First up, who is Justis Huni? Swift, fluid, and young, the 23-year-old Justis Huni has been Australia's reigning heavyweight champion since 2022. In his time as an amateur, he's managed to snag a bronze medal for the Aussies at the 2019 World Championships, and he participated in the 2016 St. Petersburg Youth World Championships in the super heavyweight category. He's made a major name for himself, taking down Paul Gallen to secure the title of Australian Heavyweight King. He's got a lot of exciting prospects in his fighting future, doing exhibitions up and down Australia, New Zealand, Europe, and beyond. He's deemed the most exciting prospect of the generation in Australian fight circles, and he's earned a very lavish treatment over it. Some, however, feel it's undeserved. Next, we have to know who is Kris Terzievski. The 32-year-old Terzievski has been seasoned by his years of experience and is quick to take upstarts down a peg. A boxing pro operating out of Melbourne, he's a southpaw with a mean left hook. While far from renowned, his career is 12 wins, 1 tie, 1 defeat. 2 wins out ahead of Justis's own 10 wins, 1 tie, 1 success. Justis has shown great speed, but Kris couples speed with good dexterity to create an overall more maneuverable fighter. Coupled with experience, he poses a real threat in the ring. Most of Kris's victories have been knockouts, as was his singular defeat. He's a man who can get down in the grit and defeat someone with a swift southpaw blow despite his size. A dark horse, little is known about him by most of the boxing scene. Could this create the perfect poise for a powerful upset that cuts short Justis's powerful undefeated streak and adds a little humility to the mix for the heavyweight champion? Or will Kris just be another road sign on Justis's tour of fame across New Zealand and Australia? We'll see if our left fielder with a left hook from Craigieburn, Victoria can deliver a good fight either way. Now we can get to, what did Kris Terzievski have to say about Justis Huni? This powerful outsider to the media circuit has demanded an end to the red carpet treatment that has been lavished upon Justis Huni. Huni will be going up against major New Zealand heavy Kiki Lutelli in Brisbane on November 4th. However, this fight isn't a match made in heaven for every commenter. Waiting in the wings and hungry for blood, Terzievski has insisted he's a greater challenge for the Queensland native he's chomping at a bit to throw down with. He maintains that Justis Huni struggles to fight southpaws and cannot rely on outpacing Terzievski, who evaluates himself an even match for Justis's speed, but the more maneuverable of the two. Now, taking down Gallen was a mean feat to be sure for Justis Huni, but you know who else has defeated him? That's right, none other than Terzievski. He described the team reaching out to him as thinking they saw weakness, hoping to line up an easy win for their fighter. He described himself as feeling awful and like a wolf in sheep's clothing for the event, and that Gallen had reached out to say he was feeling worse than any other fight of his career, even when Huni took the belt from him. A veteran of New South Wales origin and a great and classic household name in Australia, Gallen's hard hits from these other fights have shook the pro boxing community down under. It's only natural that with Justis's claim to fame lying in his victory over Gallen, Terzievski would also attempt to lean into his own victory. Most damningly, he said the man was lightning fast but couldn't crack an egg, according to other fights he'd talked to. Wow, that's a pretty low blow to throw. The southpaw may rely on a strong ground game and fast and heavy zingers like that if they ever do hop in the ring together. Considering his analysis and research have revealed that Huni lost to a southpaw in the World Championships, it seems like he's done enough of his homework to bring about at least a stunning show. Let's consider, what's the source of this beef? It's natural for fighters to scrap and beef, building rivalries that fans can get invested in and having a few turns in the ring at each other once the dollars are best aligned. Tickets and swag need to get sold and pay-per-view viewership needs to be pumped up. But over shallow economic reasons, there can be legitimate rivalry and jealousy. Kris feels that Justis has received a red carpet treatment since going pro, while he's had to earn his own way up the ranks the hard way as a relative unknown. There's also the element of desire for a good fight, a hard push, and right now Kris can only salivate as he watches and talks to fighters who have sparred with him in the past. As they're both relatively unknown commodities with less than 20 major fights between them professionally, he wants to see what he and his opponent can do. Entering the ring and duking it out may be the only thing fueling this ambition of Kris's. He wants to show his hit and maneuver style with strategic thinking and tactical prowess can overcome a man who's heralded as lightning fast. For the moment, Kris and Justis have no appointments to step into the ring together. But what about the fight we know Justis Huni is going into next? We must know, how is the fight squaring up between Kiki Toa Lutelli and Justis Huni? Kiki Toa Lutelli is a Kiwi, age 28, and a resident of Hawke's Bay. He'll be Justis Huni's next fight, and he's got a score to settle. The two were scheduled to fight on an undercard fight at Jai Opetai's IBF, a cruiserweight world title fell with Charybdis. This could have been an awesome opportunity for Leotelli, but after making extensive plans and training and travel schedules, Justis Huni's team pulled out at the last second to go fight Joe Goodall instead. Kiki considers this to have been a rather rubbish treatment, leaving him feeling like trash, and now he's in it for the revenge. They're locked in, and Justis has no way back out. Has Justis overlooked his foe? And if so, is that cocky attitude going to get him knocked out? Or will his lightning-quick fists and thundering blows just deliver another easy win? He's certainly training up ahead of the fight. Frank Sanchez is a top-tier heavyweight, and the 30-year-old has been training up and sparring with Justis Huni ahead of the upcoming bout. He's a top fighter internationally and holds a sterling 21-0 professional record. Undefeated champs sparring at the gym. Talk about sparks flying. Huni met him by chance while training in LA, and he was reportedly all over him in the sparring. This shows a lot of resources and energy as Kiki is traveling the world and fighting great combat champions. Not too favorable for Kiki. So what's Kiki going to do about it? Known by the ring name King, Kiki Toa Leotelli is a New Zealand pro with an 8 wins, 1 loss, 2 draws record. Most of his social media presence is weightlifting, punching, and promos. Standard fare for a boxer. He's been a professional boxer for 6 years, scored knockouts in 87% of all his matches. He adopts an orthodox stance and is not known for his speed so much as his power. While one would say it's obvious he's another victim for Justis Huni's rapid style that overtakes other heavyweights, Kiki is far from a pushover. His last fight was against Louis Teo, and he achieved victory via knockout. Louis Teo has had a rough career with 2 wins and 14 losses, so he's hardly unbreakable material, but it shows that Kiki is keeping sharp with risks in the ring and putting the score on the line, not just training camps and sparring. Kiki will need to be a risky brawler if he's to defeat the lightning-fast Justis Huni, and real experience with the highest stakes of professional boxing's realm on the line does wonders for motivation. In 2018, Kiki Toa Leotelli won 2 titles and took home the victory of an 8-man heavyweight tournament. Overall, he was poised to burn hard up the career track until COVID mixed up the pro boxing world, as well as every other one under the sun. From his perspective, as well as Kris's, much of what he's had to earn has been handed to Justis due to convenience of time and place. We're going to see these 2 titans step in the ring. Serious blows are going to fly, and Kiki is going to need to cinch the fight fast by achieving strategic control of the bout. If he allows Justis to get all over him like he was on his sparring partners in Los Angeles and past opponents across Australia, it's all over for the hopeful. So if he can weather the comparatively light blows of Justis Huni and wade in for a proper walloping, this knockout factory could lay out a cocksure quick shot with a solid combination strike, utilizing bread and butter orthodoxy, well deployed against a glass jaw hotshot who nobody can land a punch on. Yet. What do you think? Would Kris be the ultimate opponent for Justis, or is Kiki the one to take him down? Think nobody can stop the rising star? Comment to let us know, like and subscribe for more.